by little. Someone says, thank God mango is here. The mango is arriving, Balumo is arriving and all this. Yes, a lovely Tuesday morning. This is Ocean State Broadcasting Corporation. And we're live on 113 on Star Times and 502 on Free TV. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel on YouTube. My name is Benga Famino. On AM Cafe this morning together with
Olushola Egudofo. Good morning to the people of Ocean State.
Good
morning to everybody.
Exactly. It's 100 days of the new administration that we are marking this week. You can see that reflecting in Shola's Gili.
And you too.
Yes. And as part of the 100 days celebration, so to say, we have in the house a party stalwart of the ruling party in the state, the People's Democratic Party, to do justice to one conversation this morning.
Before you mention our guest this morning,
yes,
let's familiarize ourselves or our viewers to what we are taking a look this morning.
Exactly.
Then
yes.
we're taking a look at 100 days in office of the executive governor of Osun State,
yes,
Senator Ademola Adeleke. He was sworn in as the 6th democratically elected governor on November 27, isn't it, last year?
Last
and
year.
he came as the governor of the state, having been administered the oath of allegiance and office by the state Chief Judge, Justice Oyebola Adepele Ojo, at about 11:45 a.m. on Sunday.
11:45 a.m. on Sunday.
Yeah.
And see how time flies. It's 100 days now. And yes, as part of the 100 days conversation, is Osun people would like to know, what will this government do differently? Osun people would like to know, apart from the monthly allocation that comes from Abuja, that a state like Osun that is known for almost zero industry has always been relying on allocation from Abuja. So the question now is, beyond the monthly allocation, what is the plan of this administration to enrich this state beyond the monthly allocation? Shola, let's welcome our guest.
And our guest this morning, please. Can you mention your name?
Thank you. I thought you were going to mention it. I'm Hashim Akitude Abioye. Well, I'm a member of the caretaker committee of the PDP in Osun State, and I'm part of the legal team of His Excellency the Governor.
Okay. Are you a lawyer?
Well, well, I am a lawyer by profession.
And a politician as well. Yes, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, like Kutu said, that time doesn't wait for anyone. In today's reality, of course, electorates, not only in Nigeria, but all over the world, are very impatient. There is no time for any administration to say, oh, give us time to stabilize. People want results almost immediately. 4 years before you know what is going on, 4 years is there. The 4th year is there. You are a party stalwart of the People's Democratic Party. What will this new administration do differently in Osun?
Well, thank you very much.
Beyond the monthly allocation, so
thank you very much. You will see that when His Excellency was sworn in, that was on the 27th day of November 2022. Immediately was sworn he hit the ground running. And if you were with him, you had the opportunity of being with him on the day of the inauguration, you see that in fact there was no time for merriment, even though there were guests all over here and there, that they were there for the merriment to rejoice with him on the inauguration. But His Excellency saw the challenges ahead and immediately he swung into action. I don't think that very day maybe he took beyond water, other than commencing work immediately. And you see that The following day, that was on the 28th, he issued some executive orders, 7 executive orders. And if you follow those executive orders, you see that those executive orders covered virtually all the areas that are critical to the development of the state. In terms of reorganization of the civil service, there was an executive order relating to staff appointment, promotion, and all that. And there was an executive order relating to freezing the account of the state. That is to show, to know what was actually the state of finance of the state. And you will see that I think a week or two after, His Excellency summoned a meeting of the traditional rulers and presented before them the state of the finance of the state. That these were our assets, these were our liabilities for the first time in history. So as for them and for the people of the state to know the financial status of the state as at the time His Excellency Governor Ademola Adeleke took mantle of leadership, so as for them to know that here we are going from here, then we know how we are progressing over the time. I think for the first time in the history of the state, the first executive governor who will open the financial books of the state for the citizens to see is His Excellency Governor Ademola Adeleke. You will see from there going forward, he has been carrying people along as far as that one is concerned. Let me quickly cite an example. His Excellency is not the type who will say, look, who will be blaming the past administration and will not do anything about it. He was not part of the past administration in the last 12 years. Yet, he has started on a positive note by looking at those projects abandoned by the past administration, and he hit the ground running by asking the contractors majorly to go back to site and start work. We have started seeing that, and I don't think I need to be mentioned, but if I will not mention anything at all, I will mention that of Ikirun, Oshogbo, Ilaudo boundary. Oshogbo, Ikirun, Ilaudo boundary. The contract was awarded by the Aregbesola administration. The immediate past administration did not say anything about the project, but Governor Ademola Adeleke did not mind that because the contract was awarded by previous administration, which was not a PDP administration, he did not abandon the project. So also the OSHA headquarters, Osho State Health Insurance Agency headquarters, so many others like that. And apart from issuing executive orders with regards to some critical areas in the state, His Excellency set up, I think, 4 committees first place. Then second, 2 weeks after, he set up about 3 other committees. If you look at those 4 committees, the first 4 committees, it has to do with contract review committee, that all the contracts, MOU, and JVAs, joint venture agreements that the state has with some other agencies, that we are to review. I have the privilege of serving as the secretary of that committee on contract review. And there is another committee set up by His Excellency, that is Committee on Solid Minerals. I have the privilege of serving as the secretary of that committee too. So we have some other committees. We have the Staff Appointment Promotion Review Committee. We have the Chieftaincy Review Committee. We have Asset Recovery Committee, because we need to know the asset of the state. For example, it was in the city, during the city of the Asset Review Committee and the Committee on Contract, that we came to know that the Elisha Water Project, the conundrum that had been bedeviling the Elisha Water Project, had to do with the issue of the contractor and the consultants and all that. And His Excellency took it upon himself to go to Abuja and meet with the Minister for Water Resources. And from there, we were able to discover that $100 million project, $100 million project being financed by the IDB, Islamic Development Bank. So the state, the federal government had their own component there. It was supposed to be $21 million. The state has its own component, which is $20 million. But that of the state and the federal government, the federal government has taken it up $40 million. And I think they are releasing the fund. There are so many components about the Elisha water project. But the key one is the water treatment plant. The design, the build, and the operation of the water treatment plant. And we discovered at the end of the day that the contractor has been holding the state to ransom. And they have collected so much from that. So the first thing His Excellency did was to set up a committee with regards to that. Apart from the committee looking at the assets, contract and all that, he set up a special team with regards to the Elisha water project. And it is manifesting so soon. You can see a responsible steward for the first time in the history.
All right, let's cut in a little. I mean, so the way you are reading out the whole thing is quite impressive. We'll still touch some of those things you want to say. But very quick one. Mr. Governor is doing well, not departing from existing projects in as much as it will benefit the people, irrespective of party sentiment and things like that. Everybody's commending Mr. Governor for that. That's fine. But these are projects that are being funded still by the allocation from Abuja and things like that. This conversation this morning.
Well, that's you may say so.
Okay.
You may say so. But I know the area you are driving at.
Yes.
You're talking about the allocation.
Yes.
Whether this administration.
The conversation this morning is beyond this lovely efforts Mr. Governor is putting in place. What would happen? What should the Osho expect will happen differently within this 4 years? Maybe to make it clearer, we can look at it from the angle of human resource available in the state, then natural resource available in the state. For a long time, perhaps one of the achievements of this 100 days is allowing the people to understand so much that has been happening with the mineral resources and the mining sector of the state. And there is so much expectation out there that maybe for the first time, Osho can proudly enjoy, just like Delta State and some other states that really have the... Now, but let's start from the human resource aspect. Now, what is the relationship between, or maybe I should ask this way, for the first time again, we see an administration that is talking about digital economy. And when you talk about digital economy is more about soft capital, the capacity of human beings. Tell us a little more. What is the plan of Mr. Governor with this digital economy? Is it trying to harness the human resource potential of the state more? Because these are some of the areas by which you can develop an economy without depending on money coming from somewhere. Tell us a little more about it.
Thank you very much. You see, I said it earlier on that we have in the States a responsible steward and who is ready to go all out there to ensure that everything that will benefit Osho State, that will see to the development of Osho State is done. Every opportunity is harnessed. And one of those manifestations is the domestication, or let me say, the planned domestication of the Startup Act. So I wish you have familiarized yourself with the Startup Act 2022, so that Osho State will be the first state to domesticate or to take steps towards domesticating the Startup Act. And it is all about digital economy, simply. And if you are talking about digital economy, you see that the world is going technological on a daily basis. And if you are not into this, you don't buy into these technological innovations, one will just lag behind and will be talking in the old. And Osho States will want to take the lead in that area. So building human resources of Human Capital Development, you see that the Startup Act, especially in the area of harnessing the potentials of our youths, the area of technology, you see that the Startup Act, which once domesticated here in Osho State will become the Startup Law of Osho State, will help a lot. For example, it has to do with most of these technological companies and these internet providers. You will see their presence, heavy presence and dominance in Osho State.
What will be the likely attraction for such investors?
Because, for example, like the fiber optic, I don't know if you have heard about the fiber optic cables, and it has to do with
that passes through Osho.
Yes. They are just laying it now, and His Excellency has granted a right of way to them without having to pay anything, and that is what the state is contributing in that aspect. That I think that is the equity contribution of the state to that development. And in those areas, once those people come, it will attract. They are already investors on ground who will readily buy into it. It's like you putting down a bucket of honey. Definitely, you know that ants will definitely be attracted to it. Anywhere you put it, like anywhere you put sugar, those yes, ants, they will it will definitely attract them anywhere it is. So the same thing is the Startup Act that is about to be domesticated here in Osho State. This is the economy drive that His Excellency has bought into here in Osho State. You will see these things manifesting in a matter of a month or two now. You see this thing manifesting, and you say, oh, it is better seen than said. I think you are getting what I'm saying. So now the area I am talking about is that if we can look at that alone can generate more than 20,000 jobs for our youths without having to be government employees. That is one aspect. Another aspect that I need to look at in terms of human capital development is the area that you have mentioned as well. That is the area of mining. Like I told you, I have the privilege of serving as the secretary of the Solid Mineral Committee, and we are able to discover that here in Osho State we have not less than 27 different mineral resources that the state is yet to tap into.
27.
Not less than 27.
Interesting.
The state is yet to tap into. We are focusing on gold, but there are so many other mineral
26
resources.
others apart
from gold. But let's even limit ourselves to gold. From our investigation, the Office of Solid Minerals, we met nothing on ground, and it's quite unfortunate. They treated that the mining sector in the state as an informal sector, in which
that was also running.
Yes. Then in which the resources there are going into private pockets. So I will not, because our committee is about to submit a report to His Excellency, I will not want to say much about it. But the thing is that the solid mineral sector alone in Osho State, and I believe His Excellency has set up the committee in order to work towards that. The solid mineral sector alone in Osho State can generate more than 50,000 jobs. And I tell you that from our projections, from what we have seen in the committee, and if properly followed by this administration, which if our recommendations are properly followed by this administration, which I believe that they will definitely be followed, because our governor is up and doing. Once he sees a recommendation, even in the interim, we made some recommendations in the interim, and he immediately implemented those interim recommendations. How much more final recommendations? The solid mineral sector alone can generate 5 billion naira a month for the state. That solid mineral, in fact, that can make us forget allocation. In fact, they will be calling us, oh, sure, come and take your allocation. No, so just keep it. You are coming. I think you are getting my point. So if in Osho State here, the solid mineral sector can generate so much for us, and we have it in abundance there. Not only in Elisha, not only in Ife, we have in other areas. So I think the state is in for a better time.
But there is a sector, because Shola will definitely raise one or two things. There is a sector previous administrations have surprisingly left untouched, as we may say it that way, which is agriculture. Agriculture. Osun is blessed in that area. What is this administration trying to do with that sector?
Well, thank you very much. I'm speaking from a privileged position, but because we owe the public a duty, I think we'll have to say certain things. For example, I serve as the committee, as the secretary of the committee on the contract review, and we stumbled on a document that Osun State government signed a memorandum of understanding with a company called Selema, with regards to Oloba Farms in Iwo. It's a 2 billion naira project, and it's in the area of agriculture, purely agriculture. I think that was the whole rip of a thing that we were talking about. And we discovered that if that program had been properly implemented, Osun State would have become the basket of the full basket of the nation.
Country.
Honestly speaking, in terms of, because we will have food in abundance here in Osun State, and we will have no choice than to, in fact, if we don't want to export, we will be forced to export, if I may use that word, to export to other states. In fact, other states will want to partner with us. Instead of Lagos State having to go as far as Kebbi to partner with them in the area of rice production, many states will come down here to partner with us if we are properly. So, and imagine the state government investing as much as 2 billion naira in the project with a company called Selema. That's Oloba Farms in Iwo. So imagine that project was properly handled, was properly managed. You can imagine the turnaround that we will have had in the area of agriculture in the state. What I'm saying in essence is that these are some of the things that this administration will look into. No doubt the resources are there, the agricultural resources, they are there. There is no doubt about that. The state government will tap into the potentials in the area of agriculture and needs to have to work towards food sustainability first. Because they say so that we don't have to invest so much, to use our money so much, a large chunk of our money to eat before, so that and you know, if you are getting 10,000 naira, for example, in the month, and you are using 9,500 naira to eat, I don't think it is good enough. But if we have it in abundance, I think we are in for a better time. So this administration is looking at that, and I believe that as we are having it in the area of infrastructures now. And then you know what I'm talking about, the area of infrastructure, health, education, provision of potable water. When His Excellency announced sinking but provision of potable water across the 332 wards in the state, some people were saying that why is it bore or whatever. The intervention in the area of water, Elisha water project, I mentioned it. That of Ede is going on. That of Iwo is going on. That of Kwindi is going on. All these things will come into play in the matter. But in the meantime, so as for people to have access to potable water, see what His Excellency has done. In the area of health, see what His Excellency. In my ward where I voted in Ekino the other time, I saw a man relatively about 40 years of age or whatever, and you see him, his health has deteriorated seriously. And 2 or 3 days after, I learned about the program of His Excellency wanting to enroll vulnerable citizens into the health scheme of the state. Immediately I said, if I would not have any interest at all, I would have interest in this man. He has been enrolled. I think you can see what I'm saying. So in the area of infrastructure. So the other area that we are talking about now, the area of digital economy, that is being taken care of as well. So now I think the focus now will now be on agriculture and education. And I've mentioned solid mineral as well. I see that if properly tapped, like I said, Osun State will forget about what is called whatever is coming from the national in terms of allocation.
So, which kind of magic hands do Governor Adeleke employs that makes the grand running since day one in office? Like he has been able to pay backlog of salaries that some past administration says, we don't have fund, we don't have money to pay this. What do you think as Governor Adeleke did to pay this backlog salaries?
Well, there is a story in the Quran, I think it's in the Bible too, about King Solomon. Yeah. He wanted to go and invade a community being headed by a woman. And that woman, when she learnt about it, she called her advisor. What do we do? And the advisor said, no, this is our territory. You don't allow for such. Let's go and bombard them. We have capacity and whatever. And the woman said, no, let me think twice. Let's look at this thing. This man was more capable than us. So he had the capacity, he had whatever. He might invade us or whatever. So let us do certain things so as to attract them to us instead of we fighting them. And you saw what happened at the end of the day, that they ended up marrying each other. They became husband and wife. What I'm saying is that it has to do with who is advising the administration in place. What I'm saying is that it has to do with the aides. It has to do with the advisors. It has to do with genuine intention and commitment to the welfare of the citizens of the state. So what I'm saying in essence is that His Excellency is listening to the voice of the people, to the yearnings of the people. He has made some promises. And if you know the antecedent of the Adelekes, you will know that they are talk and do. They have a name, they have made a name for their family, they have cast their names in gold, and they will not want to do anything to fondle with their name. So that is what you are saying playing out. He's living up to his expectations, to his promises.
We've got to go now. Time is no longer on our side. But you mentioned something which is one of the very great quality of, one of the qualities of a great leader is the ability to listen.
Yes.
Ability to listen. And Mr. Governor, Mr. Ademola Adeleke, has been commended for displaying this quality, that he listens. We'll keep supporting him with our prayers.
Thank you.
And like the usual saying that all is well that ends well.
Yes.
It is the prayer that the end of the 4 years will be with successes.
Amen.
Successes.
Amen.
That Osun will get to a stage where we will not have to be going cup in hand to Abuja.
Yes.
That until Abuja releases something, we won't survive. The 100 days, we appreciate the efforts of everyone behind the scenes supporting Mr. Governor to achieve the feat so far. One good turn deserves another, goes the saying. Mr. Governor, as everyone is celebrating you, sir, we look forward to much greater results ahead. Yes, we know from whom much is given, much is expected. We know even he himself will be thinking about that these people like me so much. Yes. They have so much expectations, and I must not disappoint them. We appreciate you, Barrister. You have spoken very well.
Thank you very much.
And we appreciate the delivery.
Thank you.
It's been quite enlightening, talking about the potentials that Osun can harness without depending on Abuja. Thank you so much. This is where I will be drawing the curtain on AM Cafe this morning. Special thanks to everyone behind the scene, VTR, MCR. We appreciate the producer, Olushola Ogunleye. Thank you for all the hard work every now and then. The executive producer, Olasukomi Oyebayo. We appreciate the efforts. Thank you so much. Yes, Shola, say bye-bye to our people.
We want to appreciate our guest this morning for this beautiful explanation about 100 days in office of our dear governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke. And we want to appreciate all our people at the back of the the room here. My name is Olushola Ekwedo for saying, have a beautiful
We will not forget to appreciate you, our viewers out there. Without you, we wouldn't be here. My name is Benga Famino. Till we come your way again for another edition.